Welcome to Arts News, friends. I'm Jimmy Ray here with you every Friday at 10 a.m. to talk about people, places, and things to do in the arts world of the Ozarks. A fun episode this week. We chat with collaborators with the Ozarks Lyric Opera about their upcoming production, Dream Big. We also hear about Live from Downtown, beginning its second season in downtown Springfield on the Square, Western Swing, choir music, and so much more right here on Arts News. Let's go. Support for Arts News today is provided by Dressler Peters Business Law Firm, committed to promoting music and the arts in the Ozarks by supporting local public radio, including KSMU's weekly arts newsletter, The Green Room. Information at DresslerPeters.com. And support is also provided by Pickwick Underground Framing, offering custom picture framing and installation. Open weekdays 10 to 5:30 and Saturdays by appointment at 611 South Pickwick Avenue. Information at pickwickundergroundframing.com. I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. And Live from Downtown is back. It's the free concert series happening every Saturday from May to September in downtown Springfield on Park Central Square. Here to talk more about it, one of the founders and organizers and sweetheart of production here in the area and around the world. It's Steve Udaley from Headline Productions. Welcome.
Well, hi, Jimmy Ray. Great to be here.
So, Live from Downtown is back. It's year number 2. So can we assume year 1 was a success?
Year 1 was amazing. I mean, we set out to do a mission, which was to bring live local music to downtown Springfield so that people could come out and experience everything that the area has to offer. And 100% success. We had over 4,000 visitors throughout the series. And every Saturday night we got to see cool Springfield bands playing on the Square, and a lot of people got to see, new artists that they hadn't heard of before, and go to downtown businesses that they hadn't been in before. And I mean, that was the mission, and we 100% succeeded in that. So yeah, year 2 was a no-brainer.
Yeah, excellent. And this is the kind of thing that you see in hip markets all over the country. And
oh, absolutely.
It's not an easy feat. I mean, it takes a lot to make this go around. I mean, talent, production, marketing, all of it takes a lot of money, a lot of people, time, energy, talent. And to see Springfield kind of excelling like this, it's just another notch in the belt of getting hipper, I think, in this area.
Oh, right. And it takes a village to make something like this happen. Like, it's a community effort, and the community has to care and want it to happen. So, we're, super appreciative of all of our sponsors.
Right.
The Hatch Foundation came back as our presenting sponsor for the second year in a row because they very much see the value in this sort of programming, and we're so lucky to have them. There's lots of proven data about having arts and culture events on a regular basis and the economic impact that has and the return on the investment, right? There's well-proven numbers from the Missouri Arts Council and the Springfield Regional Arts Council about every dollar spent in the arts sees an exponential return on it. So just getting people to align with that vision and support that, and really then also just get behind the people that are making the art. It's just a very magical thing.
Yeah, it really is. And downtown Springfield's so unique. It's a great area for something like this, Park Central Square. Beautiful venue, a nice stage down there, and Headline Productions is going to be making sure that it sounds and looks beautiful as usual. And some really killer names. It kicked off with blues and rock from Sean Clavin and The Dirty Truth last weekend. And coming up this Saturday, tomorrow, is going to be roots music from the Creek Rocks, and Shannon Stein's going to be opening up the show.
It's really an incredible lineup. We have such a variety of local talent here, and it's great that we can showcase a little bit of something from all these different genres.
Yes.
I mean, every week's a little different, but I think there's truly something for everybody in this series, and whatever genre, even if it's not necessarily your normal go-to thing, you're going to see some of the best from that genre.
I agree. And many times it starts with an opening act, a solo or duo, and then a headlining act. Other times it will be a band playing two sets. There's going to be tribute nights like on the 16th of May, Cruel Summer, a tribute to Taylor Swift. Later in the series will be a tribute to the Grateful Dead. And you're also going to be hearing rock and roll music from Shape Eater, Cloud City. You're going to be hearing funk music, roots music, blues music, R&B. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. If folks want to know more about the schedule, stay tuned in. What should they be doing? Going online, socials? Give us the rundown.
Right. So, the biggest thing is just there's always something going on downtown on a Saturday night at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
That's when it starts. Every Saturday night at 7 p.m. from now till the end of September.
Yeah.
But the full lineup and calendar is at our website, which is livefromdowntownsgf.com. We also are on Facebook and Instagram, so you can check us out there. Stay tuned for regular updates. If there's ever if the weather ever turns south and we have to cancel a night or something, we're gonna let people know on our Instagram. So keep a watch out there. But the big thing is we're here every Saturday night.
It's that consistency. 7 p.m. every Saturday from May to September, live from downtown on Park Central Square in downtown Springfield. And folks can bring a chair. There's going to be some beverages down there each week. And of course, all of the businesses that are down there, we encourage you to walk around, to shop, to eat, grab a cocktail. I know last year me and my wife went a couple times and stopped in at Golden Girl, had a nice frozen drink. There's the Civil down there. We watched it from the rooftop at that Vantage.
Oh, the Vantage, yeah, of course.
I mean, it was a perfect shot from up there. So it's really cool to just be in downtown Springfield. And it's kind of, when I was growing up, and you're probably of this generation too, it was really bustling down there for music. I mean, you could go down there and do 3, 4, 5 concerts in a night, in and out of different venues. It's kind of shifted a little bit, but it's just as cool or even better now than it was back then. And folks sometimes think, well, I don't want to get downtown. We're breaking that mold. It's about
absolutely.
walking around and experiencing and finding out more about the downtown community and just being a part of it. Like you said earlier, it really takes the community wanting to do it and getting out there and doing it to be able to keep doing things like this, like Live from Downtown.
It's easy to get to. It's an accessible venue, right? I mean, we're like trying to make it so that it's free, it's family friendly, and there's multiple parking areas that are right off the square. There's a couple parking lots just to the north. There's a parking garage just 1 block to the west. So come on down, come early, go grab dinner, walk around. I mean, it's summertime, come on, get out and just enjoy this beautiful weather that we have in the Ozarks, and then get to see some free local live music on the square.
Yeah, it's great.
What more could you ask for?
Exactly. Steve Udaley from Live from Downtown and Headline Productions bringing another great season of live music for free every Saturday, May through September at 7 p.m. Park Central Square. Have a great season, Steve, and we'll see you down there.
See you there.
You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. Now a little bit from the Creek Rocks ahead of their performance tomorrow at Live from Downtown.
Can't you hear the moons are howling all around my poor little darling, all around my poor little darling? I'm afraid they'll get my darling. Wake up, girl, hear my warning. Wolves is howling here this morning, all around my poor little darling. I'm afraid they'll get my darling.
I don't belong here. I'll die inside my tears. I feel so wrong here. Wish I could disappear. I don't belong here. I'll die inside my tears. I feel so wrong here. Wish I could disappear. How do I know? Where should I go? One thing I know, I have to go.
I'm Jimmy Ray. Welcome to Arts News here on KSMU, and a couple special guests for a very unique collaboration coming up at the Ozarks Lyric Opera. Joining me in the Arts News studio today, Rule Chappell and Kate Kleiss. Welcome, friends.
Thank you.
So I was talking to Sean over at the Ozarks Lyric Opera about this, and it just is an incredible collaboration between y'all. And let's talk a little bit about this upcoming production of Dream big. It's coming to the Gilloys May 15th and 17th. And not an opera in a traditional sense, right, Kate?
Well, it's a story told in song, but opera sounds a little fancy.
Yeah.
This is very family friendly.
Kind of folksy.
Yeah, anybody who knows rules music will know that it's very easy to like. People will walk out humming the songs, I guarantee.
Yeah, so Kate, you wrote the book that this is based off of, and Rule helped with some of the music, is that right?
That's right. I wrote the lyrics, Rule wrote the music.
Okay, so when did this book that you wrote that this is based off of, when did you do this project?
This was 2010.
Okay.
I mean, that's quite a while ago, but I was not, either I wasn't finished with her or she wasn't finished with me. I knew even as I was writing it that I wanted to see it come to life. And that's what's so fun about this, seeing, I mean, it sounds like a fairy tale, the idea that a girl, an ordinary farm girl in Missouri, would be like any other girl until the age of 7 and then start growing at a remarkable rate. And she didn't stop growing until she was 8 feet, 4 inches tall.
So the Missouri Giantess and the girl that we're talking about is Ella Ewing.
Right.
Give us a little bit more of that backstory there, because this is so intriguing.
Well, as I say, she was like any other farm girl growing up, born in 1872 up in Scotland County, the only child. And, you know, you can imagine from her parents' standpoint, doctors didn't know what was going on with this girl. I'm sure it was frightening,
Right.
expensive, you know, to clothe her. There's no Amazon to get size 24 shoes. I think her hometown, they were as kind as kids can be, but it would not be easy to be that kid, as we know.
Back then, there's no telling what kind of interpretations or negativity might come from that. The rumors start flying, or even just people get scared, and fear can do crazy things.
Right. And so her heart is broken. She's publicly humiliated.
Oh, no.
And I think she has what we would call a nervous breakdown.
Wow.
And her parents decide, you know, we will just hide her away at home. And then a man comes to their door one day and asks if she'd like to join the circus. And so begins this, you know, next chapter of her life. And that, I think that's one of Rule's favorite characters.
Oh, yeah.
That he wrote this, you know, dastardly, or is he the guy who kind of gave Ella a way out of this situation?
Right. Some might see exploitation while others see opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's complicated.
Yeah. That's Kate Kleiss, the author. What's the name of your book?
Stand Straight, Ella Kate.
Back in 2010, you wrote
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And now, thanks to a grant from the Missouri Humanities Council. How did this grant partnership come about?
Well, here's the interesting thing. They were looking to fund projects that told the story of America through a Missouri lens. And Sean and I, you know, we had been kicking around this idea for a couple of years, and then this grant opportunity came available. And it's like, what could be more appropriate than a story of someone who doesn't fit in? I mean, if we are nothing if not a country of people where it should be safe to be someone who doesn't fit in.
Right,
you know,
right.
we are a country of oddballs and misfits. And the question is whether you know, do you make those people feel like outsiders, or do you welcome them in and celebrate them?
Right. And so this grant money came through, and it finally gave you all the opportunity, because these things aren't cheap. These productions aren't cheap. And
Right.
so it takes that type of funding. And so a great partnership. And then, Rule, when did you jump on board? How did this come to play that you were going to be part of the music?
Oh, about a year ago, right?
Yeah,
About
yeah.
a year ago, Kate said, we're going to do this. And Kate and I had worked together back in 2001. We put together a play. I did the music once again, her words, called Really Grim Fairy Tales at the Little Theater, which is the one and only original play had been put up on the stage at LT that was written by local people.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. So I knew Kate, and I knew that we worked well together, and we just have a real symbiotic relationship. She's able to give me, you know, I don't write music. I don't put it on the page, you know. I grew up in the studio, with chord charts and that's it.
Yeah, sure.
And so I go a lot off emotion. I go a lot off
Character.
character, and the words she gives me, you know, when she describes, you know, I see this as so and so, and it was always perfect. We were talking about the circus guy, Dime Store Museum man, and she said, when you write this, think. I'd ask her, what do you think? I mean, what comes? She said, think snaky, and that was perfect.
Like a carny.
Might this be the very place I have heard about? I've been on a train all night, I'm not sure of the route. I am from Chicago, I'm a dime museum man. I've come to meet the giant girl, I brought my business plan. Can she come right this way? I want to put her on display. I'll pay cash money every day. I think this is your lucky day.
We just work well together, and it's not called the book; it's called the libretto. Don't you know? And
there you go.
That is a fancy word for the
Let me get my bow tie
the
out.
book. And so anyway, she's really good at this, and she wrote a wonderful play from start to finish, showing how Ella went from basically a disastrous point in her life to an extremely successful point in her life.
Well, and that way it's sort of the opposite of a traditional opera where they usually start happy and end tragically.
Mm-hmm.
This one starts kind of tragically and ends sort of triumphantly.
That's true.
I like a happy ending.
Yeah.
So in the process of it, talking about, giving those adjectives, setting the scenes, talking about the characters. So is it here's words and get the music to it, or she's giving you those prompts and here comes some music and then the words develop, or is it working together on those points? Or is
She
it...
had words.
Yeah.
Because it was like, spoken word, then this is a song.
Yeah.
And so she had words, and then when they didn't meet her or we felt like it could be better, we kind of both worked on those, and it expressed the idea we wanted. But she had the majority of the words were in the libretto.
Yeah.
So it was just a matter of coming up with the music and then making sure that they scanned.
Right. We're lucky that kids of this generation have grown up listening to Hamilton. So they're familiar with the idea that you can tell a whole story in song and be, it doesn't seem as off-putting as it might have to older generations.
Sure. It's like a renewed
Right.
revival. Talking with Kate Kleiss and Rule Chappell as they prepare for Dream Big in collaboration with the Ozarks Lyric Opera. It's happening in a couple weekends from now, or actually next weekend, May 15th and 17th at the Gilloy's Theater. Tickets can be found at gilloystheater.com or calling the box office over there at 417-863-9491. More information about this show, Dream Big, can be found at ozarkslyric.opera.com. And again, this show is made possible by a semi-quincentennial grant from the Missouri Humanities Council. So we're talking about the story of Ella Ewing, the Missouri Giantess, and that's what this show is all about, based on a book that Kate wrote back in 2010, and a collaboration between Kate and Rule here on the music, on the story, and of course Ozarks Lyric Opera and the Gilloys. So what does it look like production-wise? A big cast here?
I would say a pretty smallish cast. I mean, 5 leads. We have somebody playing 2 roles. One of the biggest challenges is how do you create a character who's 8 feet 4 inches tall?
Right.
So that after various kicking around ideas, we're fortunate that Allegra Schaefer, I don't know if you know that name, but you want to keep your eye on her. Allegra Schaefer is singing the role and will be on stilts under a long dress.
Oh.
Yeah, so she is. We wanted to see her move, and I don't know if this was Sean's idea or we have director Anne-Marie Dane.
Oh, yeah.
Who, So
Voice
she's,
professor.
Yeah, so we're really lucky to have her directing it.
Stilts, what a challenge. So was that something that was new to that performer?
Yeah, and sometimes I wake up thinking, do we have an understudy? Because who else would take that on to sing and act and then move? She's been taking lessons.
Yeah.
Since the beginning of the year. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
very bold. And I guess when it comes to a craft, you do what needs to be done
Right.
to best interpret
Right.
that. So yeah, we're talking about Ella Ewing, who stood 8 foot tall or more.
8'4".
8'4", so excellent. So the stilts is going to be part of the show, and this all based off of a book. And if you all want to know more about this, we invite you to head over to ozarkslyric.opera.com for more information. The dates are May 15th and 17th for Dream Big. Kate Kleiss, Rule Chapel, thank you so much. I know this is going to be an incredible show, and folks will be looking forward to it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Jimmy.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. Support for Arts News is provided by the Moxie Cinema, currently presenting Omaha, Ricky, Dust to Malibu, and Mile End Kicks. Showtimes and ticket information at moxiecinema.com.
Save me, call me up, call me baby, call me something, call me names I never had. Need a new religion to set things rolling, new drug to get me up on my way.
Good morning, Arts News fans. It's time for Soundcheck. I'm Jess Belisle. Little Jones will be on Studio Live today at noon. Made up of Bill Thomas, Jody Ballou, Brandon Moore, Jay Williamson, and Molly Healy, the band holds a special sentimental place in many Ozarkers' hearts. Bill, Jody, and Brandon stop by the station to tell us what the band has meant to them.
Little Jones, why? What are you doing?
What are we even doing here?
What are we even doing here?
A year-ish or so ago, I was thinking, I miss hearing Big Smith kind of music played live. Big Smith is the band that preceded Little Jones. It feels easy even when it's difficult to play, easy to be with. Hillbilly, sure. And I thought we were going to do a gig where just I would have a rotating cast. So I started calling Big Smith members, and everybody who said yes is now in the band. And then my brother Mark couldn't, and so I called Brandon, and Brandon could. Instead of rotating cast after that first show, it was like, oh no, this is a band. And the crowd was great, and we had such a good time. And so we arranged to do it every second Sunday at Tie and Timber, and then we started picking up other gigs. That's the history.
Yeah.
What's the crowd reaction been like?
Nostalgic, I would
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's fun because for me, I was never in Big Smith, but I've grown up with all these guys. And so I've been very close with all of them. And so when, you know, we've gone down to Eureka and gone to other places to play, and it's so fun to talk to people that come up and just start in on me like I was there in the band the whole time. And so, but I'm so close, I don't spoil the vibe of the conversation, say, well, I wasn't ever there, but, you know, but then I kind of was in spirit, you know, and yeah, it's been really fun.
Bill, what's it been like for you?
I'm super thankful for it because before Jody called me to ask if I wanted to do one of the shows, I had taken years off from playing altogether, like maybe 5 years or something like that. I wasn't doing well at all. I was in super reclusive mode and not in any kind of healthy way. So my initial response to his call was to say, of course not. That sounds horrible. But instead, I very quickly just said yes, and then because I knew I wanted to do it, so I just figured I would say yes immediately and have to come to terms with that, and I did. And then, like they say, after the first show, it just felt so good, and so we just kept going after there, and it was just the best thing for me.
Has this been like very therapeutic, getting you out of the house? And
Absolutely, I'm writing music again. I'm writing songs. Yay!
Yes.
which I have to say, fantastic work.
Killing it. Thank you so much.
Loving
Thank you.
everything you're doing.
I appreciate that very much. But yeah, it's on every level. It's been good for me. I'm very thankful.
Good.
Likewise.
Oh, if you weren't in the band, it would be very lugubrious. I just, for me at least. Got it in there.
Thank you.
Good work.
Thank you, Terry Gross.
Thank you, Terry Gross. Thank you, Flea.
Bill, Jody, Brandon,
Yes.
thank you so much for being here in the studio today.
Thank you.
We are really looking forward to having you on Studio Live this Friday at noon.
Always a pleasure.
Can't wait.
Looking forward to Friday.
Thanks for tuning in to Soundcheck. I'm Jess Belisle.
Get me up on my way, on my way. New sign, show me just where I'm going. Show me where I'm going. New glove to give me my things ain't going my way, my way.
I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU, and the Central Springfield Community Choir has a Pops concert coming up next Thursday, May 14th at the beautiful new Hatch Auditorium at the Southside Library Center. It's going to be at 7 p.m. Here to talk more about it, the choir director, Andy Campbell. Welcome, friend.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thanks for having me this morning.
What's a community choir all about? Just folks who love singing?
It is absolutely folks that love singing. We have all ages, really, from high school up until, I think our oldest member is 83 years old.
Oh, wow.
My mom has recently moved to town and she sings with us. She's 74. So we've got some former students. My wife and I are both choir directors by trade. And so, you know, the music community builds year after year after year. And I'm grateful that they still want to participate with me, even though they're working real jobs.
Sure.
You know, I taught college for 14 years. I do miss teaching on the collegiate level, but this is a way to sort of scratch that musical itch, if you will. It's a great fun. We do not just Pops concerts, but generally our fall concert is more of like an academic style program.
Okay.
Christmas has varied from sacred to secular, just depending on the venue that we get a hold of. This year I decided to go with a Pops concert.
So what's that mean? Some folks may not know what that means.
To me, that just means non-traditional choral music. You know, I programmed some things like The Times They Are A-Changin' by Bob Dylan,
wow, okay.
Taking It to the Streets by the Doobie Brothers, Think by Aretha Franklin, Dust in the Wind, Kansas, Find the Cost of Freedom, Crosby, Stills and Nash, and You've Got a Friend, Carole King.
Yeah, wow.
And we had to have a band.
Yeah.
And so hired some Missouri State Jazz Studies students that are going to play with us. We've got 2 keyboards, guitar, bass, saxophone, and drums.
Okay.
And so we had rehearsal Sunday, final rehearsal tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. We're going to put it all together and see how it's going to work for the greater good, hopefully.
That's Andy Campbell, director of the Springfield Community Choir, and they're doing their Pops concert next Thursday. It's the 14th of May at the beautiful new Hatch Auditorium on the South Side Library Center. It starts at 7 p.m. Is it a ticketed concert or how's it work?
It is not ticketed.
Okay.
We are asking for a $5 donation if folks are able to do that because we rented the space and I'm hiring musicians. This is a more expensive concert than we normally do.
Sure,
I try to keep our costs down low because we are just some folks that like to sing.
Yeah, I understand that. And this is your chance to get inside the new Hatch Auditorium over there at the Southside Library Center. If you haven't been, it's just beautiful. And the concert starts at 7 p.m. Is there a link or anything that folks can be checking out, socials?
Absolutely. If you go to centralspringfieldcommunitychoir.org, you can see our website. You can also find us on Instagram and Facebook just by searching Central Springfield Community Choir. So it is really, truly open to all ages and skill levels.
Yeah.
So this is our last concert of the year. We have a barbecue the next Thursday night on the 21st, just down the road at Phelps Grove Park.
Okay.
Prospective choir members are welcome to join us for that. That is from 5 to 8. And then the last Thursday of the month, May 28th, we're singing the national anthem at the Springfield Cardinals game.
Okay, so the next 3 Thursdays, an opportunity to engage.
Absolutely. By all means, reach out. We'd love to have you.
How long's the community choir been going?
This is our 4th year.
Okay, very good. Did you kick it up? Were you
I
the
did,
founder?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
When I worked in Bolivar at SBU, I started the Bolivar Community Choir up there. And then when I started working full-time in Springfield, I started another choir down here. So, like you said, it is a passion project.
Thank you so much for your passion behind this. And folks, if you just love choir music, you can see the Springfield Community Choir and their Pops concert next Thursday, May 14th at the Hatch Auditorium at the Southside Library Center, 7 p.m. Or there's a barbecue at Phelps Grove Park on the following Thursday, or see them at the Cards game down at the baseball field on the 28th, another Thursday there. And folks, if you like choir music, it's a chance to hear, but if you like to sing, a huge opportunity here for you. Give them the website one more time, Andy.
We're centralspringfieldcommunitychoir.org.
All right. I'm Jimmy Ray. Thanks for joining me, bud.
Thank you, Jimmy.
It's Arts News here on KSMU. I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News and Western Swing Music coming to town this weekend. It started last night at the Shrine, continues tonight and tomorrow. The Western Swing Music Society of the Southwest brings the Springfield, Missouri Music Showcase to the Shrine. Lots of dancing, lots of country western swing music. And here to talk more about it, Seth Darby. Welcome.
Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks for having me on. And that's right, we just kicked off our music showcase, and this event raises money to procure scholarships for parents who want to send their kids to music camps. Like Fiddle Camp, still alive and well in Texas, teaching and trying to preserve the old-time fiddle style and Texas-style fiddling and Western swing music, of course. And there is a following of people that follow this group, Western Swing Music Society of the Southwest, around as they facilitate these dances, and we're going to have bands all day Friday and Saturday, 10 to 10 pretty much.
Wow.
Lots of exciting groups from Texas, Illinois, Oklahoma.
So bands come in, but also local acts are going to be there showcasing. Yeah.
We'll have the Honky Tonk Renovators Friday night.
Lonesome Express going to make an
Lonesome
appearance?
Express will indeed make an appearance. Springfield's very own unofficial authority of Western swing.
Give us a little bit of the history here so folks kind of know what we're talking about here, because Western swing and the dance music goes hand in hand, and it really kind of birthed from that Texas area, didn't it?
Absolutely, and its origin story begins kind of with Bob Wills. He started out performing on the radio selling biscuit flour, the Doughboys.
Right.
At this point, almost 100 years ago, Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys went to Kane's Ballroom and started broadcasting out of Tulsa, which we would have heard maybe of an evening when local stations shut down. That probably would have been easily heard here.
The heyday of radio.
Yeah, the heyday of radio. Basically, at the time of Glenn Miller and swing music, this was just kind of a unique Texas approach. There wouldn't be a large number of horn players, or maybe you couldn't facilitate a 15-piece big band if you were out living in West Texas. And so they had this style of music with Bob Wills employing steel guitars and electric instruments and fiddles kind of to emulate that sound.
Twin fiddles, triple fiddles even.
Yeah, within reason, the more the merrier. So they would just emulate that swing beat.
And people would dance.
And here it is seldom seen or seldom heard, but still in Texas dance halls. It's still alive and well, not as huge as it was 50 years ago or more, but we're trying to keep this tradition alive and find young people that may not have ever been exposed to it.
And that's what this event and this society is about. Western Swing Music Society of the Southwest. They go around and they do these types of events, and they bring folks to town, and they grab local folks, and they help raise money to, number one, provide scholarships to keep the youth playing this type of music, but also just to preserve it in general. I mean, it's such an American music that we don't want to see it slip away, and that's what these events are all about.
Absolutely. I think the American music experience is just so profound and has rang across the globe. This is just a great example of the American melting pot birthing a new music here.
Yeah. So a big opportunity for folks to be a part of that tradition here at the Shrine Mosque tonight and tomorrow. Basically, it's running all day long today and all day long tomorrow. You said 10 to 10 or so at the Shrine, the corner of St. Louis and Kimbrough?
Absolutely, yeah, down in the basement of the Shrine. Just come on in, and we'll have bands firing up about 10 a.m. and all into the night till they kick us out.
Yeah, and ticket information.
Show up at the door, $15 for non-members, $10 for members of the Western Swing Music Society, which if you join the society, then you get like a quarterly rag in the mail too that will tell you all about all the exciting things in Western Swing that are happening. This is, I think, one of 5 or 6 events that this outfit does all throughout the Southwest. Last year, I think about $20,000 was raised, which was allocated to these scholarships. So
very good.
Folks can just visit Western Swing Music Society of the Southwest. That's WSMSS.com. And we'll have jams, too. It's just really great fellowship and networking, too. It's just like a slice of Americana that we want to show reverence to, but also maintain. It kind of transcends the music in that community center potluck style, just that folky vibe. These kind of things just remind me of a simpler time.
Yeah.
And maybe there's something to learn from that in our super fast-paced life.
Yeah, back to the basics. Slow down if you like to listen, if you like to play, if you like to dance. This event is for you. It's happening at the Shrine Mosque all day long today and through the night, as well as tomorrow. And the Shrine is in downtown Springfield at the corner of St. Louis and Kimbrough there. And swing music happening all through the day and night from the Western Swing Music Society of the Southwest. Thank you so much, Seth, for shining light on this, helping preserve it and keep it all rolling. Folks can show up there at the door and buy tickets and just wander in and out as they want to, or give them that website one more time just so they have it.
That's WSMSS.com.
Yeah, and don't forget, Springfield, Missouri was right on the track there, from Texas to Tulsa, right here to Springfield, Missouri, in the Ozarks Jubilee. And we have a long history of swing country music here, too. So continue that tradition tonight and tomorrow at the Shrine Mosque with the Western Swing Music Society of the Southwest. Seth, have a good time and swing on, buddy.
Thanks for having me on. Hope to see everybody out there.
It's Arts News here on KSMU.
As empty as the bubbles in my beer.
Over the next several weeks, we're going to be bringing you an audio drama from Ozark Anthology Productions. Rick Gibson, creator, songwriter, musician, producer, and story writer, and narrated by Terry Wayne Sanders. Each installment also includes an original song by Rick Gibson. And we start this week with episode 6, entitled Old Wire Road, an audio drama by Ozark Anthology, right here on KSMU Arts News.
This is an American saga, the life and times of Curtis Lee. Episode 6. All through southern Missouri, towns were struggling to stay alive while wrestling with a torrent of social conflicts. Curtis had his own personal conflicts, struggling between loyalty to his neighbors and his moral conscience. The Halfords were bold, outspoken opponents of the injustices they saw unfolding, but despite their efforts, had no ability to effect change. Around town, some laws were written, others were unspoken. It was now 1941. The impending war consumed the local conscience and conversation, while the blatant acts of prejudice happening throughout the boot heel were being hidden out of mind. Just the talk of war itself was disrupting life as we knew it. All over Missouri, farmers and workers were signing up to fight. Orrin was no different. Men and boys, even sharecroppers were enlisting and going off to prepare for war. Those left behind had to cope best they could. People were anxious. Curtis was determined to battle through these uncertain times, as he had before. Now a man approaching 40 and slowly turning gray, Curtis's patriot pride was fully on display. He still held childhood memories of the First World War, in which he was too young to fight, so this time he was bound and determined to help in some way. He put his imagination to work. Curtis was first in town to hang an American flag in the shop window. He also offered free shoe shine and repair to veterans and anyone in uniform. What he enjoyed most was spending time talking with young men and women who stopped in the shoe shop before they went off to training camp. He walked them out the door with a handshake, then slipped a pack of juicy fruit in their hand. That was his gift to remind them of the simple pleasures of home. As was common Sunday mornings before breakfast, Curtis slipped down the back stairs and out the front door of the shop where the Sunday Scott County paper was always waiting on the step. As he picked it up, a headline jumped out, "Jobs available at new Army post." The story told of a brand new Army training post opening in the Missouri Ozarks. Soldiers from across the country would be coming for basic training. The post was currently under construction and set to open in June. It went on to advertise multiple job openings for skilled labor and tradesmen. One job listed was shoe repair. Curtis grabbed the state map from his office and stretched it out on the kitchen table. He called Cora over and pointed at the little town of Waynesville, nestled in the hills about 120 miles west of St. Louis. While leaning over the table, he filled her in on the story. Cora looked down at the map, stood quietly, processing the news and the impact this would have on their lives. With a look of resolve on her face, she turned to Curtis and said, "There better be good fishing in those hills." Curtis believed this was an act of providence. He saw this move as an opportunity to contribute to the war effort while also escaping the turmoil happening back home. Curtis and Cora began learning what they could about the new Army post and surrounding area. It was important to move before the girls started the school year. They spent the next 3 months arranging to rent their building and store Curtis's shop tools. Then they secured a short-term room rental near the post. In August of 1941, Curtis, Cora, and the girls made the 3.5-hour drive up the winding back roads to the Missouri Ozarks. In the middle of nowhere, in the crux of Ozark Hill country, along the hilly curving, ever-stretching path of the old wire road, the U.S. Army had invaded. This modest, century-old country town, parted down the middle by Route 66, was now overrun with thousands of soldiers. New recruits from all over, anxious to serve the call of their country, and equally naive to the peril awaiting them. They were here to become soldiers. The new Army post was a bonanza for this small Ozark town and all its inhabitants. Overnight, the town had been transformed into a human beehive. A massive influx of new GIs and workers were flooding the town. This meant there were needs to be met, jobs to be had, and money to be made. Housing was just one crisis. The townspeople opened their homes and offered rooms, barns, sheds, even cots in a closet for rent. Construction was happening 24/7, but still couldn't keep up with the demand. Throughout the county, small houses, apartments, hotels, and new roads were being built and changing the landscape of this Ozark hamlet forever. The makeover was even more evident at the Army post. At Fort Leonard Wood, sand-colored wooden barracks and family housing had popped up out of the ground like a late summer corn crop where once had been a lush national forest. All the while in Waynesville, the aging stores around the town square and along Route 66 were overflowing with shoppers looking for goods and other necessities. There were makeshift stands on the sidewalks and more impromptu shops popping up every day, stretching from town, along the dusty road, all the way to the post, 8 miles away. Where there is opportunity, there are going to be opportunists. They crawled out from under the rocks, coming from as far away as Chicago, looking to make a quick buck or get rich any way they could. Some were more modest and only cheated a little. Others were totally unscrupulous and treading on every moral code, with girly shows and such. This was an Ozark gold rush. The Halfords arrived in town late on a Monday afternoon. As they descended down Route 66 into Waynesville, their eyes lit up. This town was busier than any payday ever in Orrin. Curtis and Cora hadn't seen this many people and this much bustle since their days on the Memphis riverfront. The girls were absolutely flabbergasted, with their faces pasted to the car window. They drove by the town square, where a turn-of-the-century courthouse towered over the road. On the west end of town, they crossed the concrete river bridge. Cora smiled and spouted, I bet there's fish in there. Here they were, not a cotton field's in sight, totally surrounded by the hills, trees, and streams of the Ozarks. The tense emotions of Orrin were left far behind, replaced by the awe of nature and the anticipation of what tomorrow might bring. Curtis turned the car around and headed to their rental to settle in. Before the move, Curtis had arranged an appointment with the shoe repair foreman on post. It was a 20-minute drive to the main gate, then past the barracks and houses to the address Curtis was given. He arrived and parked in front of a large, 2-story wooden building. A sign over the door read, "Shoe and Boot Repair." After a brief introduction, there was a walking tour of the shop and 10-minute sit-down conversation with Sergeant Williams, the boss man. Curtis Lee was offered the job of day crew supervisor. He would start in 3 days. Then, to his surprise, he learned the job included family housing on the post and busing to school for the girls. Curtis left excited and humbled by their good fortune. He even stopped off for ice cream to bring home to celebrate with the family. 3 days later, the Halfords were moving into their new home as Curtis reported to work. It felt like they were on a fast, fun carnival ride. Their new home was one of the many sandy-colored wooden duplexes, all lined up in neat rows across the upturned landscape. This was exciting to Cora. It was new, clean, and she could make it a good home. Life on the post was unconventional, to say the least, but everyone was in the same unfamiliar boat. For this generation, at this point in history, there was a common sense of purpose and pride. First things first, school was starting, and the girls needed to be enrolled. Shirley Marie had quite the little personality, and never met a stranger. She warmed right up to her first-grade teacher, Miss Hargis. Her classroom was bright and colorful, with mostly little girls to play with. It was off to high school for Nell, who was now 15 years old. Her class of 36 kids was a combination of townies and newbies and very welcoming to new students. Much like Curtis, Nell was self-confident and loved new experiences. She always wore a friendly smile and was easy to mingle in a crowd. She took to her studies and fell right in with a nice group of kids. The weeks were flying by and the Halfords were still taking it all in. The atmosphere was electric. It was fast, fun, bright, and modern. There were people coming and going, brightly lit diners with loud jukeboxes, a new movie house open 7 days a week, and Saturday night jitterbug at the USO. There was always something happening to keep them busy and entertained. There was one family tradition they continued. On Sundays, the family attended a handsome little church just off the town square. Afterward, they grabbed their basket and poles from the trunk of the car, then sauntered on down to a little fishing spot under the bridge. Cora and the girls were comfortable and happy in their new surroundings. But Curtis would soon learn it was going to be very different for him. As a day supervisor, he worked 8 to 4 o'clock, 5 days a week, and a half day every other Saturday. He liked the work, and the government had provided all the best, most modern machines and tools. His supervisor, Sergeant Williams, was fair and good. He respected Curtis and let him run his shift his own way. Curtis had 20 men working under him, repairing army boots and shoes. Everyone took great pride in doing a good job. In early November, Sergeant Williams called Curtis into his office and broke the news. After the new year, Fort Leonard Wood would be hosting prisoners of war from Europe. This was going to be their home for the duration of the war. The prisoners would be divided into platoons of 70, and assigned various jobs. One of the job assignments was going to be shoe repair. Sergeant Williams told Curtis he is officially being reassigned to supervise and train a full platoon of prisoners once they arrive. He then offered Curtis extra work, should he want it, guarding the prisoners for 6 hours each evening. Curtis sat without expression, taking it in. He was silently processing the conflicting thoughts running through his mind. This would be a dramatic change for him and his family. Sergeant Williams, looking for a response, asked Curtis if he was okay with all this. Curtis nodded yes and replied he came here to serve, but he needed to talk to his family. That evening, Curtis, Cora, and the girls sat around the living room discussing the news. The long hours and potential dangers didn't fully register with the girls, but it sure did with Cora. She made it clear to Curtis this was far beyond anything she could have imagined them being part of. She knew if Curtis took this job, he would miss out on a lot, and she would have to carry a much bigger load. She was more terrified by the risk and danger Curtis would be exposed to. Ultimately, Cora knew this move wasn't just to get away from Orrin. It was part of a greater mission. This was a wartime effort, and considering the sacrifice of so many others, she was thankful. She vowed to support Curtis's decision and be there for him. The following week, Sergeant Williams moved Curtis upstairs to a secure workspace to make preparations for a full platoon of prisoners who would be arriving soon.
Dirt up and down in Missouri line, evidence of lives that were left behind, captured like a victim of the passage of time. Oh, I roam, feathers and tears left along the trail, more far away with the wire and the mail, neither the blue nor the gray prevail. Oh, I roam. Here lies a story, here lies a friend, buried down beneath the fine timber and stone. Here lies a story, here lies a friend, hollow ground, hollow wind. Oh, trampled down beneath like the grapes of wrath, that old Mother Earth called out a new path, pretty shiny neon lights shut faded fast. Oh, I rode, buried without honors under markers and signs, hidden by the shadows and the maples and pines, mostly been forgotten and discarded by time. Oh, I road. Here lies a story, here lies a friend, buried down beneath the iron story. Here lies a friend. Hollow ground, hollow wind. Oh, what a road. Oh, what a road. Here lies a story. Here lies a friend. Buried down beneath the iron, the timber and the stone. Here lies a story. Here lies a friend. Hollow ground, hollow wind. Oh, what a road. Oh, road, thanks for guiding us. Oh, road, lived and died with us. Oh, road, may you rest in peace. Oh, I road, thanks for guiding us. Oh, road, lived and died with us. Oh, road, may you rest in peace. Oh, road, thanks for guiding us. Oh, road, lived and died with us. Oh, road, may you live in peace. Oh, road, oh, road, oh, road, oh, road.
I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. And that was The Life and Times of Curtis Lee, episode 6 of an audio drama from Ozark Anthology and creator, musician, storyteller, producer Rick Gibson. And great narration work by the one and only Terry Wayne Sanders. Next week is the final installment of this audio drama right here on Arts News, KSMU. And every Friday night at 7 p.m., it's The Roundabout with Joe Livingston. Tonight is a special occasion, his 417th episode. And here in 417 land, that's a milestone we're celebrating. He's going to be doing a special 2-hour program tonight on The Roundabout, featuring all local and regional music. Stick around here on KSMU. That's all the time we have for Arts News this week, folks. Thank you so much for joining me today and every Friday, 10 a.m. for Arts News here on our public radio station in the Ozarks. It's KSMU. Peace.
It's Arts News, people and places, things to do. Arts News, here on KSMU. Hey!